Hello students, welcome to a new session. Uh, Today we are going to start uh, a basic mechanical engineering related subject, that is engineering material. If we see our environment, different type of metals, non-metals are surrounded. So today we start the topic engineering material, and today we are going to discuss what is material, how material is useful human beings, and how we classify the materials and their properties like physical properties, chemical properties, mechanical properties, and then factors for selection a particular material for a different products. So basically the machine elements should be made of such materials which properties suitable for the conditions of operations. So the designer must be familiar with the effect of the manufacturing process and heat treatment on the property of the material. Basically, material science refers to the area of applied science that focus preliminary on the interdisciplinary research of materials for particular applications. Interdisciplinary research of materials in the sense, for a specific object, for making a specific object, we use a specific type of materials regarding their physical properties, chemical properties, and their mechanical properties. So, if we see what is engineering material, it is the current scientific technology era. Material science and engineering are the extremely very important to suit the need of the plant. The individual and various type of materials are utilized in industries, housing, agriculture, transportation, etc. Second one is classify. How we classify metals? Basically, if we see engineering material is divided two types. One is metals and second one is non-metals. Then metals is also divided two types. One is ferrous and second one is non-ferrous. Ferrous means it contains iron. Non-ferrous does not contain iron. If you see the examples, wrought iron, carbon steels, alloy steels, cast irons, carbon steel. These are the categorized under the ferrous metal, and in the aluminium, copper, lead, silver, tin, zinc. These are the categorized in non-ferrous material. If you see the right hand side, that is non-metal is divided into two types. One is polymer and second one is ceramic. Then polymer is divided into two types. One is thermosetting polymers and second one is thermoplastic polymer. Polyesters, epoxy resin, phenolene, these are the under the thermosetting polymers, and PVC, polyethyl resins, these are the under the thermoplastic polymer. And in ceramics, that is abrasives, glass, cements, concrete, these are the under the ceramic conditions. Next one is physical properties. As we have already discussed, different type of metals, for making different type of metal we use uh, different type of material, like if this is the one, the bottle. If you see the material of that is plastic. So how we classify how we identify the plastic bottle is made from plastic? We just see their physical appearance, why it is used. In that case we decide this metal is made from this material. So, if you see different type of properties, we are already discussing one by one. First one is physical properties. In physical properties, there are different types. One is structure, porosity, melting point, appearance, color, dimensions. These are the physical properties. Before we making a product, making some machines, first we identify what type of materials are used for these machines. So then we will decide what structure and what porosity should have in that material and what is the melting point. And if you see different type of material have different type of melting points. Next one is mechanical properties. There are different type of mechanical properties are one is strength, hardness, plasticity, elasticity, ductility, brittleness, malleability, toughness, flexibility, machinability. I just add some of the mechanical properties. There are also many mechanical properties are there. I just add few of them. First one is what is strength. Uh, it is the ability of a material to resist external applied force without breaking. What sort of amount of force that object can sustain from the outscore, that is called strength. Then what is hardness? Hardness is that uh, uh, it is if you see it is very important property of a material and in variety of meanings. It is the ability of a metal to cut another metal. If we already know that for making a cutting tool, there is some basic property in the cutting tool that the cutting tool should have the next one is plasticity. Um, it is the property of a material which retains the deformations pro- it is the property of a metal which retains the deformation produced under load permanently. That means uh, we already in this slide we first before we know about plasticity, first we know about elasticity. What is elasticity? It is the property of material to regain its original shape after deformation when the external force are removed. That means if you see the rubber, when we try to give them load from both sides, that is enlarged, and when we remove that load it remains it went back to its original position. This property is called elasticity. But in plasticity, when we try to enlarge that material, after some point when we remove that material cannot back to its original position, cannot back to its original. That is called plasticity. Then that is ductility. It is the property of a material enabling it to drawn into wire and application to of a tensile force. Uh, uh, if you see in companies where making the wires, they just try to give some tensile forces from the both the side of the material, and that material is becoming thinner and thinner, and after some time it making that wires. That is called ductility. Next one is malleability. Malleability, basically it is the special case of ductility which permits materials to be rolled or hammered into thin sheet. Okay. Next one is toughness. Uh, it is the property of a material to resist fracture due to high impact load, just like hammer blows. That is, all of a sudden, if you strike some bodies, it have that capacity to resist that resist that fracture, that is called toughness. Next one is machinability. It is the property of a material which refers to relative case with to some amount of cut, yes, some amount of machining, that is called machinability. Next slide, we just discussed all these types of properties, mechanical properties, that is strength, elasticity, plasticity, brittleness. I give some photos where you can clearly visible that what is elasticity. When you remove that load, then it is come to its original position. And second one is that is strength, and third one is brittleness, and fourth one is that is ductility, and last one is just malleability. Okay, next one is chemical properties. What is chemical properties? How know what is chemical properties? That basically I just put some of one, that is corrosion resistance. Now we discuss that chemical composition of an engineering material that indicates the elements which are combined together to form that material. That means chemical composition of a material that affects also the properties of the engineering materials. That is, that may be strength, that may be hardness, that may be ductility, yeah, that may be brittleness, corrosion resistance, etc. That depends upon the chemical composition of that materials. Next one is chemical resistance. What is chemical resistance? That is, yeah, that may be corrosion resistance. Corrosion resistance is a gradual chemical or electrochemical attack on metal by its surrounding medium. That means due to this corrosion, metals are starts getting converted into oxide. You can clearly visible in the right hand that figure. You can see that that mechanical tool is affected due to the corrosion resistance, and but, due to that due to this corrosion resistance, different type of metals are if you simply will discuss that corrosion resistance of material is the ability of a material to resist the oxidation in the atmospheric conditions. That is, pure metals such as iron, carbon, aluminum are converted, and if you some iron content materials put in the outside, after a few days you can see that some brownish color are affected of that metal, that is called corrosion resistance. Next one is acidity. Acidity or alkalinity is the important of a chemical property of engineering material. That is, it is decided by the pH value of that material. That pH value basically varies from 0 to 14. If pH value is 7, then it is considered to be neutral. Below it's called acidic, and metal which are having the greater pH value at 7, that is called alkaline. Next one is toxicity. What is toxicity? That is one type of if you, you can say that one type of poisonous which can affect the whole metal and changes its color. Yeah, that maybe also changes their strength. So finally, we can say that chemical properties are definitely affected the metals. Next one is thermal properties. Thermal properties are, I just put three. One is specific heat, then second one is thermal conductivity, and third one is metal melting point. So melting point, we know that the different material have different type of melting point. If you consider water, then after 0 degree that starts melting. If you consider other metals like irons, aluminium, so these have also different type of melting points. Next one is factors. What factors are affecting materials, that is if selecting for material, we can if you see a different type of materials, then different type of raw materials are used for this object. Before making that product, we first find out if uh, some important points like properties of material, environmental conditions, availability, disposability, economic factors, physical attributes, performance requirement, mental reliability, and safety. Uh, Now we discussed one by one. First one is properties. We already discussed three type of properties, basically physical, chemical, mechanical properties. Then what is environmental condition? That means if we put that material in different type of conditions, then how that material reflect us, giving if we if one material is not suitable for operating in the water, then we cannot use that material for the water conditions. Then one is availability. Before making that, we first consider that product's material is fully available in the environment. Otherwise, we can facing a lot of problems. Next one is disposability. Disposability, ability to dispose. If we put that material in the soil, that can easily dispose, that cannot give harmful to the human beings. Next one is economic factor. Economic factor is the basic factor for making a material product, uh, because if the product cost is high, then a consumer cannot buy. All consumer cannot buy this product. So for the making of good review in the market, the product should be economical. Next one is performance. Performance requirement means if that material have that much ability to perform in lower condition, in different variety of condition, then that product is good for the human beings. So next one is material reliability. Reliability is also a basic for factors for making a materials. Next one is safety. After making that after making a material product, that material have that amount of safety for the human beings. If that material is like toxic, then that also affect the human. So before selecting a material, we focus these type of factors like safety, management, performance requirement, physical attribute. Next one is in that slide I just put some points with material reliability, performance requirement, availability, economic factor. Okay. So after discussing all this slide, we can easily tell that engineering material is a basic need for the human beings. For engineer, should have knowledge about the properties of the material for making before making this making a product. That knowledge must have that engineer, so that he or she can make a good product which is more reliable, which is more economic, and that product should be more safety for human beings. Okay. So guys, in this section we discuss engineering material and their properties, and what sort of factors are affecting, what sort of factors are considered for selection of a material. So in the next slide, in the next topic, we discussed about different type of materials, uh, basically different type of ferrous materials and their properties. Thank you.